Good morning, guys. It's Grace. I have BC, who's now walking behind me. I have Sweets back here, Gator over there, and Delilah directly behind me. So we got a full house today. Today's video is going to be about my sister, because I don't have stories about myself that I could tell. So throughout her lifetime, she's had probably over 30 stitches total, probably more than that actually. So I'm going to tell you the stories about all of those, because I was there for those. They just didn't happen. I just wasn't the one getting stitches. So the first one, I'll start with the biggest one. She has a scar on her leg that she had to get 24 stitches. So we were in like first grade, I think, and my mom had a mirror, like a body mirror, and she would prop it up against like on top of a jar, like a really big jar, and sorry, I lost my train of thought. Anyways, she would prop it up against, like on top of the jar to make it taller, so that she could look at herself in it, you know, when she was getting ready. Well, she had left for a PTA meeting and forgot to put the mirror back down, and me and my sister were looking at ourselves in it, and all of a sudden it fell, and then hi BC. And then I ran away from the mirror, and then my sister tried to catch it. Well, the corner of the mirror broke and cut her leg open, and so I had to go, you know, do something about it. I was the only one with her, so I had to go and get help, you know. So I'm running around the house looking for my dad, and I remember running around the house at least like 3-4 times trying to find him. And our house was very long, so there was a lot of rooms, like long-wise. It was kind of big. And then something told me I should check outside. So I went outside. He was outside taking out the trash, and I asked him, like, oh, where were you? And he said, I just came outside, like, you know, what's wrong? And then I remember thinking that there's no way he could have just gone outside, because I've been running around this house, and I can't run around the house that fast, you know. But anyways, that's not really relevant. So then he came inside, and I remember he called 911, and they didn't answer. So we called my mom, who immediately turned around and came back home. And then I remember when she got home, she ran into the house, and that was the first time I had ever seen her run. So I started laughing. And then, and my sister, I'd like to point out, wasn't crying at all. She was laughing. I was the one crying. She was laughing and didn't really, you know, it didn't really faze her that she just cut her leg open. And she said it didn't hurt or anything either, but yeah, she handled it pretty well. I, however, did not. Not until my mom got home, at least. When I saw her run, I started laughing, and then we went to the house. My mom wrapped her leg up in a towel, and then we had to drive her to the hospital ourselves. And then I remember on the way to the hospital, Daisy didn't have to wear a seatbelt because my mom was trying to keep her leg elevated, so she was laying down in the back, and I was mad that I had to put my seatbelt on. Me and my sister both remember that pretty clearly, that I was upset that I had to put my seatbelt on and that Daisy didn't have to. But if you ask my mom will say we both had seatbelts on. So that might, I don't know what it's called exactly, but there's a thing where everybody gets something wrong together. Like we all remember it wrong. but I don't know what that's called. There was a thing I read about where some like TV show theme song, everybody remembered it wrong. But anyways, I guess it must have been that between me and my sister, we remembered it wrong collectively. And then when we got to the hospital, I remember my mom ran her inside, and me and my dad sat in the waiting room. And I remember that these guys were sitting behind us because the chairs were back to back, and they were laughing, and they said, did you see that girl with the towel wrapped around her leg? I remember my dad turned around and said, like, hey, that's my daughter, you know? But I don't remember what happened after that. And I've never asked my dad about it, what he remembers, but that's what I remember at least. It didn't get, like, bad or anything. They ended up laughing afterwards because my dad can talk to anybody and be friends with anybody. And then she had to get 24 stitches. I don't know how many, she had to get stitches on the inside of her leg too. I don't know how many were inside and how many were outside. But I know that in total, I think it was 24. Her scar is also shaped like a candy cane, which is funny because my mom always, when she first had to get the stitches, my mom always told her that we were going to paint it red and white for Christmas. We never did, but you know. Anyways, so that is the first thing that's the biggest thing that happened to my sister. The next one, she had to get some stitches on her chin. That was, I think we were at like Lake Elizabeth or something, and there was a pool there, and we were jumping in the pool and stuff, and my sister tried to spin while she jumped into the pool, and she didn't jump far enough out and hit her chin on the side of the pool. And I remember there being a chunk of skin hanging there, and we had to take her. I don't remember what happened after, like if we made the trip to the hospital like right then, or if I even went to the hospital with her. But I remember while we were still at the pool, she had a little piece of skin hanging, and she had to get like 3 stitches there maybe. That was probably the second biggest thing that has happened to her. And then she also has stitches on her neck somewhere, because I remember we went to the doctor. I don't remember why we were at the doctor. I don't know if we were at the doctor specifically for this, but she had bumps under her skin, and I don't know if that was something the doctor found while we were there, or if we were there specifically so he could look at those. But she ended up having a little surgery to get those removed, and had to have stitches to close the little, you know, incision up. So she had like 3 or 4 stitches on her neck too. So she's had 24 on her leg, 3 or 4 on her chin, and 3 or 4 on her neck. That's pretty much all that's happened to her though. I think that's all the stitches she has. Neither of us have broken any bones in our lifetime. Knock on wood, I don't want to. I personally have not had any stitches, knock on wood for that also. I have dislocated my elbow before, so I guess I could tell you that story. Sorry, Delilah's barking now. So I remember that I was on my mom and dad's bed, and I was trying to roll off the bed, but I was rolling off the bed on purpose. My dad thought I was falling, so he grabbed my arm, and it just twisted wrong, and it dislocated my elbow. And then I remember going to Kaiser, and I remember getting the x-ray, and I remember just holding my arm like this because it hurt so bad. And they told me, I said, like, we have to take an x-ray, so you have to straighten your arm. And I just remember like screaming as they forced me to straighten my arm. Obviously that might not be exactly what happened, that's just what my memory remembers. And then I also had a dance recital. Because I had to have a sling. And I remember it was like this dark blue sling, and I didn't want to wear it on stage because everybody would notice and say something, and and my dress was pink, so I was just like, I don't want to wear this, it doesn't match, and I don't want people to say something, or laugh at me. And so my mom got this pink scarf thing, and we made a makeshift sling out of that so that it matched my dress, and I felt a lot better going out on stage. And I remember when I was done, people came up to me afterwards and told me how good I did and all this stuff. But yeah, I've also sprained my ankle, but that was nothing special. I did a round off and landed wrong and sprained my ankle. So, and I had to have crutches for a week, but I was doing summer school, so I didn't have any friends in my class, and I couldn't carry the stupid textbook to my desk or turn in my work because I couldn't walk, and it was hard to do all that with crutches. So I ended up ditching the crutches before the week was over and just limping a whole bunch because, at least I can carry my textbook and turn in my work now. So that's all that's happened to me, medical wise. That was kind of big. My sister, like I said, those are all the stitches she had. I don't know off the top of my head if she's had anything else major. But I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're all having a great President's Day. I didn't mention that at the beginning. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and share my videos with everybody. Please share my videos. It would be a great help. I will see you guys on Wednesday, and I hope you have a great week this week.